This is the Cort L200F ATV. This is a vintage OM body that has a really cool old school look. Let's give it a listen. And we have George here with us today. Thanks for giving that a test run here.
You bet.
Yeah, and honestly, when I heard you playing, that was like going back in time. It sounded just like a vintage guitar. A lot of that is with the woods that they used for this particular instrument. This top is a solid Sitka Spruce top, and it's actually treated with Cort's age to vintage process, which is a special aging process also known as torrefaction. Moving around to the back, we have rosewood back and sides, which actually nowadays is a lot harder to find on newer instruments. Let's take a close listen to the sound of the top, back, and sides working together to produce the tone. Sounds great, George. So let me ask you, if you walked into a guitar shop and picked this up off the wall and you had no idea, do you think it would be possible that you could mistake this for an actual vintage guitar?
Oh yeah, absolutely. The first thing that I noticed about it too is just how rich it is on just basic chords. Like if you just take a G chord and strum it loudly, how it responds to you is exactly like with those old school guitars that you know.
That's a very good sound. So another thing that you may not notice right off the bat is this is a very vintage stylized guitar, but there's also modern features in it. And so we do have a full electronic system in this guitar. This is the Fishman discreetly mounted right in the sound hole, so you might not even notice it. There's two knobs on there, a volume and tone. And so why don't we go ahead and we'll listen to how the guitar sounds with the Fishman system. So that's with the Fishman system on. Now let's roll off that volume knob, and we have a condenser mic set up here. This is an SE2200, and we'll hear just how this guitar sounds acoustically. Sounds great, George.
I dig it, man. I dig this guitar a lot. What I noticed is these tuners on the back, the vintage style tuners, I haven't seen these on a guitar in forever. These look really cool.
Yeah, you know, Cort does take the whole design process into consideration, and they covered all bases on this guitar. So those are the open gear vintage style tuners, and the ratio is 18:1, so they're really smooth.
Right on.
That's cool. Well, hey, George, thanks so much for joining us today. And if you're looking for a new acoustic guitar, you can skip the long and expensive search for that vintage guitar and check out the Cort L200F ATV.